because they understand what I go through. They understand I have to deal with an ex-husband. They understand that my children have to come first.
Isn't that schedule-wise, isn't that trying to hit 2 bullseyes, though?
You mean between their schedule and mine?
Yeah.
It is a little trickier, but also we can understand each other. I've been with people. There's a pros and cons to both. Listen, there's people that I've been with people who have kids, and it's great because we both understand.
Right.
And then at other times I've been with people who don't have kids, and that's great too because they're free all the time.
Are you quick to introduce them to the kids to find out how the kids react and they react to the kids? Or do you there's a certain point of dating where...
I have to get to the point where I know that I would like this to be long term.
Okay.
If it's just we're having fun, it's not necessary.
Because you don't want the kids to be like, what happened to Bob?
No, I don't want them to like anybody too much.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they like somebody, they're like, I wish you would date him.
Yeah, it's like they're fostering a boyfriend, and then they find it a permanent home, and they don't get to see it anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. They're like, he's so fun. I'm like, yeah, he's fun.
He's fun.
That's it. No job,
on to
but
the
he's
next.
fun.
This is not husband number 6. All right, next one. This is from Emma from Chicago. You know Emma is the most popular girl's name now?
I did not know that. It's nice. I like it. It's old school.
It's old school, new school again. Yeah, it's the most popular. The most popular name in my phone, I went through this and check it out. You know what it is? Jenny. It's Jennifer.
That I would believe.
Because our sort of, that back in the 80s, 70s, 80s when people were born, that was the name. So there's a disproportionate amount of Jens.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
A lot.
All right, Emma from Chicago. At what point do the boys stop being boys? I mean, how many softball teams do you need to join? Why do you need to play pond hockey 4 nights a week? How often do fantasy football drafts really occur? You say you like intelligent conversation, but you are in 27 gamer groups and go to comic book conventions. Whatever you are looking for, guys, I can assure you it's not better than what we have to offer.
She's hanging out at too many sports bars.
So that's your answers. That's her. That's the pool she's fishing in. She's fishing at the pond hockey.
She needs to move to a nicer restaurant.
I think that's right. Go to the wine bar. The dudes that are in there are not doing.
I don't
7
hang
fantasy
out
football
at
drafts.
the ale house, so I don't meet those guys ever.
Right. You don't have these problems.
No.
Which means that there is a pool that does not have these problems.
Correct. She needs to go. She needs to go, take it up a notch.
A lot of girls. Sorry if you don't like the term girls.
Ladies,
put themselves,
Brian, ladies.
go to where they think the men are. So they go to the sports bar, or they want to show they're one of the guys, or they want to show they can hang. And then they're like, I don't understand why this guy likes these things, when it's like, this is where you found them.
If you go to a dive bar or you go to a sports bar, that's what you're going to find there.
Yeah. And
I have dated those too.
Yeah. And, if that's your thing, I, as a guy, don't understand that, though. Like, at some point, how many nights do you need to play hockey and softball? Like, at some point, you're just not as good at it. You're going to tear your Achilles. And there's a point where just the girls are better.
Those are the guys that sit around and smoke weed and play video games.
There
are lots of guys that still do that.
There are a lot of guys who still do that, and there's a lot of guys who start to do that. I think a lot of those guys are more depressed than we let on. I think they're looking for an escape. I think, especially the gamer guys, they feel like they can win at the video game. They understand the rules. They understand the levels. They understand the achievement. They understand what a high score means, where in the world of dating and the girls, it's different parameters all the time. It's very confusing. And men like to win.
They do. But also you have to remember those guys also usually do that because they don't have the money to go to nice places. I'm just saying.
Mozzarella sticks are a little cheaper.
Most of the guys that I know, that's what they do for their free time, because they don't have the money to go.
So what kind of place
nice
do
places.
you go to if you want to meet some nice dudes? Do you have a recommendation? What is the pool to
around
fish in?
here? If you're going to go to
We're in
nice
Palm Beach
steakhouse,
County, so it's a lot. Yeah, nice steakhouse. But a lot of these guys around here are 90.
It's changing.
It is changing.
It's definitely changing.
It's
not all old
it's not
people
what it
around
was.
here.
True.
I mean, you've got live music around here. We've got live music.
It is very
across
vibrant.
The way.
Yeah.
You've got plenty of variety, different types of restaurants around here. You could go to Louis Bossi.
Steakhouse.
Great.
You sit at the two-top, the high top, by the bar. So you don't sit at the bar, ladies, and if you disappear into a booth in the steakhouse, they're not going to see you.
Forget it. You have to be at the bar.
You need to be near the bar.
In the bar area.
In the bar area. That's the place to go, because that's where the men are, and those men are are probably not in 4 pond hockey nights a week.
No, and there's tons of nice happy hours in nice places. I mean, even the really nice steakhouses have a nice happy hour.
The difference between, that's a good point. The difference between happy hour on the East Coast and happy hour on the West Coast is happy hour on the East Coast, the game's not on yet. Happy hour on the West Coast, the game is on.
But if you're in a nice place, they don't have a TV with the game on.
Most places, I know, you're right. Some places, it's weird. Some old like Irish bars you go to that are kind of divey bars, they're like, we don't have TVs here. You be coming here for the conversation. And that is an interesting thing.
And
like,
that's how
we
it
have
should
a dark
be.
bar, and we have a pool table. That's our entertainment. There's no game on here. There's some, a lot of times. And so we're going to get some women who are going to say that sexist, like, I want to watch the game too. That's fine. If you want to watch the game too, but then you can't complain that he's in 6 softball teams and 10 fantasy football drafts or whatever. If it's an issue for you that he does that, then you need to put yourself in a pool that issue is less likely to be an issue.
Yeah, I don't ever really come across those kind of guys. They're not drawn to me and I'm not drawn to them. So, and I don't go to those type of places to do that. I do go to sports bars.
You're wearing a scarf with skull and crossbones on it.
Right, so they're scared of me. They see me and they're like, oh no. I go to a sports bar to eat a cheeseburger and I might make small talk with everybody around, but I know before I get there, I am not going home with anyone. I'm not giving anybody my number. We can talk about the game. I'm leaving by myself, and that's that.
The most underrated pool of people to fish in is charity events and fundraisers and volunteer work. Those people are there for a reasonably good cause. There is definitely no game on there. People are giving their time and at least their money to a cause. That's good networking. That is good meeting. And that's generally a pretty good pool of people.
Right. They're nice people and you have a passion for something.
Yeah. And a passion for something that is definitely not necessarily so personal. It's a passionate for other aspects of society usually, or somehow how a situation, if you go to a visually impaired fundraiser because your grandfather had glaucoma, at least you have a passion and a tie to that. But, you're raising money for other people affected with it in a way that you understand. That's a good thing.
I absolutely agree. I do a lot of fundraising and I do meet nice people. Nobody that I've dated, but I do meet a lot of nice people. And that being said, there are also meetup groups that are specific to running, or if you like beer, or if you like dogs. And I've joined those as well. And I've met a lot of nice people because I like to run.
You share a common passion.
You have an interest, you have a passion, you have something to talk about. And it's a great place. My friend met her husband, who they've been together a long time. She wanted to do a marathon and her brother had leukemia and she joined this running group and she and her husband have been together forever.
Yeah. So all of you who wrote in here, a lot of the ones we did not get to, 'cause some of them are crazy. Some of you write some crazy shit. Like, think about before you hit send here, because we may not read it or might be like, that's some crazy shit. So Emma, Tracy, Mr. Lucky, Burton, Jeanette, Shelley. First of all, thank you for writing in. I don't think the problem is you are looking at the pool as one giant pool, or at least a lazy river leading into other pools. There are lots of pools, and there's lots of parts to the pool. If you don't like the shallow end, you don't like the kiddie pool, you don't like the deep end, take a lap.
Absolutely.
Swim
or go
down
to a different
the other
hotel.
Side. Go to a different hotel, check in, find a saltwater pool.
Hit the nude pool, the hot tub.
There are other pools. There are other fish in the sea, whatever water-related metaphor you want to use. You will be fine. So you're not going to drag me into, oh, shit, I was wrong. The pool sucks. The pool's fine. Splash a little chlorine in your area of the pool, and I think it'll work out. Okay, this is your first time on the Great Love Debate. As you may or may not know, when we have a first-time guest on here, we require them to play first date or worst date, which means you have to give us either the best first date you've ever had or the absolute worst date you've ever been on. Your choice.
I guess I'll give you my best first date. My 5th husband. Okay. I was set up.
For you scoring at home, first date, 5th husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a blind date set up by a client. I do hair. Mm-hmm. And she said, I have this great guy for you. And I was sitting on a bench in Fort Lauderdale. And as he was walking up, I absolutely knew it was him. And my heart just stopped. I was like, oh, he's so cute. It's got to be him. And he walked up and we sat and talked for hours. And then we had lunch and he made spirited gelato and he had a cooler filled with ice cream for me and my kids. And we had a blast. I mean, we kissed at the end of the date, but I left that date and I called my best friend and I said, mark my words, I'm going to spend my life with him. I knew it. I absolutely knew it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So close.
And we're still friends. That's a crazy thing. I talk to him almost every day. We're not married, but I still
So this was
talk
a
to him.
daytime date.
We met at 11 a.m. and we spent the entire afternoon together.
And you kissed in the day, in the sunlight.
In the sunlight, right by the beach.
Gelato has a long way. If there's gelato on a date, there's got a much better shot of working out than just about anything else.
It's alcoholic gelato too.
So it's like a fancy Jell-O shot.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Who's very talented.
Alcoholic gelato.
We had a great time.
I'm registering alcoholicgelato.com. I'm going to start that. Who knew you could do that? A little extra fermentation. That was good. You were good. Tell everybody how they can find your podcast.
Well, you can anywhere that you get your podcasts. Find Parenting Unfiltered with Jenny Sosa.
This was fun.
This was very fun. Thank you.
All you people who've had 5 marriages out there, there's still hope.
There's hope.
There's hope. As far as us, as always, like, share, follow, and please review this podcast and do the same for Parenting Unfiltered. Your reviews mean a lot in the podcasting ecosystem. We have live shows coming up. Go to greatlovedebate.com. We have our live tour schedule. We kick it all off. Season 9, our 9th season of The Great Love Debate. Oh boy, right here, where are we recording this? At the Boca Black Box Center for the Arts, February 10th. Tickets are on sale the very next night, February 11th. A lot of warm up to Valentine's Day. We are somewhere up in Palm Beach, Lake Park. That count as Palm Beach? It's like North Palm Beach.
Never heard of that.
It's between Palm Beach and Palm Beach Gardens. It's called Lake Park. It's the Kelsey Theater. It's actually very, very nice. We've played there before. Friday, February 11th. And then our New York show, we bumped it back a couple weeks because New York is insane, as always. March 2nd at City Vineyard at Pier 26. It is a spectacular venue. Hopefully New York will be normal by then. Tickets are on sale for that one. And shoot us an email, greatlovedebate@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, or thoughts about the pool, because as always at the Great Love Debate, we never stop making love. See you next time.